Today is Thursday, Parashat Tissa. This Shabbat is also called Shabbat Parah because this Shabbat we're going to take out two Sifrei Torah. The first one will be the Parasha of the week, Tissa. The second one is the portion in Parashat Chukat that speaks of the purification process to purify somebody who was ritually impure. And the reason why it's done now specifically is as we're getting closer to Pesach, when Bet HaMikdash was there and people were able to do the Korban Pesach, the mitzvah to partake of the meat of the Korban Pesach was possible only for people who were ritually pure. Anyone who was ritually impure by being in a cemetery or coming in contact with a corpse, such a person would have to be purified by the ashes of the Para Aduma. And that is the portion that we read this coming Shabbat in anticipation of the holiday of Pesach that's coming now in less than a month. And Parashat Tissa opens with the subject of the census. The counting of the Jewish people was not done by counting actually the people, but rather by counting this machatzit shekel, the half a shekel that was given by each person, each male above the age of 20. And by counting those machatzit shekel, you know how many people were there. But also the machatzit shekel that was given also every year is for covering the expenses of the korbanot in Bet HaMikdash, the korban tamid of the morning and the korban tamid of the afternoon. And everyone had a chance to have equal merit in that mitzvah. The person, whether he was wealthy or poor, still had to give machatzit shekel, the half shekel. The Ben Ish Chai takes the pasuk ashir lo yarbe, which means the wealthy one should not give more than the half shekel. Ve'adal lo am'it, and the poor person should not give less than half a shekel. But the Ben Ish Chai takes this pasuk and adds another layer of explanation to this pasuk. Ashir, a person who's wealthy in Torah and mitzvot. A person who's wealthy has a lot of mitzvot that he does and he knows a lot of Torah. Lo yarbe. What it means, lo yarbe? He shouldn't feel big or haughty just because of those mitzvot and the Torah that he knows. And because if a person becomes haughty and brags about it, then he might actually, through that haughtiness, lose the merit of those mitzvot and the Torah that he's learning. And if on the opposite, and this is the Yetzer Hara, can come to a person and make him feel that it's all because of him, and that's something to be very careful. But the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, can come to a person who's a dal, who's poor in Torah and mitzvot, and come with the advice to him that he's not able to even learn, he's too little to do mitzvot, it's something that is beyond him. That's also the Yetzer Hara. So Haddal lo yam'it, the person who's poor in Torah and mitzvot, should not diminish in his eyes koach nafsho, his abilities, because he can do it if he applies himself to it. So you have to be careful with the Yetzer Hara on both ends. Whether a person accomplishes a lot, not to get haughty, and if a person is not yet able to do so much, he shouldn't think that he's not able to. He shouldn't think that diminish his ability and his idea that he cannot do things. No, he should make an effort, and Hashem will be there to assist him. That's an explanation of the Ben Ish Chai, but the plain meaning of the pasuk is in sharing in the responsibility of the expenses of Bet HaMikdash for the korbanot. Everybody has to be equal. So even if somebody was wealthy, he couldn't take a lion's share of that zchut, but there, give an opportunity to everybody to participate equally. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.